Hello guys, welcome to the channel, man. I want to talk about something really bad that's going on in this country, man. USA, guys. I'm here in America and I feel bad really with what is going on in this country, man. I feel like there is seriously a lot of problems, like gun violence every day. I feel like it's just getting very out of control, guys. Like, I'm seeing all over the media and the news. It's hard to avoid it sometimes, but it's like, a politician, someone that was part of Trump and part of the MAGA movement, Charlie Kirk, I never met the person, I don't know him, but I just really don't understand why these things are happening, guys. Like, honestly, I'm not here just talking about this topic, for trends or anything. I don't care about trends, I just really, coming from my heart, I want to like send a message to the world. Like, I think that the gun violence, all these things, the hate, the wars, everything, it needs to stop, guys. Like, there's no need for us to be so pissed off at politicians, because there's a Republican president, because there's a Democrat president. I know that life is hard, and this world suffers from a lot of mental health things. Mental health is the number one problem in America, and I myself know about that because I myself deal with that personally, but we have to have self-control, guys. Like, it shouldn't be about, shooting up schools, shooting up politicians. I think this country is broken. The system is broken. Like, there's just too much wars and too much anger going on in the streets, guys. People have the mindset that everything needs to be resolved out of anger and hate and shooting up schools, shooting up people, politicians, even the president in the past, like Donald Trump is it's just really becoming very scary, guys. Like, could all the Republicans be at threat from being shot? Like, it's very scary, guys. Like, the FBI right now is looking for, this person, and, really, I wanted to make this video because I wanted to just send a message to the world that try to have God in your life more, like pray to God that things will get better, Everything happens for a reason sometimes, like sometimes in this life there's struggles and things, because sometimes even God might be testing us and trying to make us learn from a lot of things, Sometimes hardships and struggles, is God trying to make people learn and, mold people, how to be strong in life, Like, life was never meant to be really that easy, You learn and you grow, guys. But honestly, I just feel like the gun violence that's going on, guys, like, is just out of control, that I myself, being in this country, in America, I am afraid of walking down the streets, like, I suffer from paranoia and a lot of things, guys, and I myself, I'm afraid to even be out in public sometimes, and being out in the world, like the old days, sometimes just walking, enjoying life, seeing the nice skies and the sunlight, but sometimes it's hard. You don't know if when your kid goes to school, you don't know if they're gonna get, run into another kid trying to shoot up a school, and this is another thing. Like, I'm seeing Minneapolis, Colorado, to, another shooting in Colorado, like, just back to back, and I don't know if this is becoming a cult or just people are taking advantage and just like they're really planning this everywhere. And guys, like, just have the mindset that, by doing these type of things, if you get caught, your life is done. It's not worth shooting up schools, killing kids, killing up politicians, losing your life for your anger or whatever your people's motives are nowadays, like why they want to do things, they just don't care about life, they got nothing to lose, I just think that it's not worth it, guys. Like, life has a lot more to it. We all supposed to have a life until we're old, and there's a lot more things you could be doing in life than, people have a lot of things they can be doing than just plotting shootings and things like that. Guys, like, I honestly think that this is a big problem, and the president, Donald Trump, I think he needs to focus on that, like, he needs to focus on the gun violence in this country. And, seriously, guys, like, it's really out of control. And, it's making people afraid every day in America. Like, nobody wants to be out. Nobody wants to have their kids go to school because they feel like their school is going to get shot up next, or there's going to be another young kid that loses his mind and decides to do the same thing, and they're blaming it on mental health. And, they say that the number one medications prescribed in America is mental health medication, antipsychotics, and I know about those things, and to be honest, guys, the gun violence needs to end. Everybody can say it over and over, like, everybody says that we need to change the gun violence, but really, like, it really needs to stop and change, guys, because, I'm trying to send a message to all you guys that if this happens, it keeps happening, or if you ever have a thought of doing this in your life, go get help, seek therapy, call a crisis, don't be ashamed of it, it's not worth it. There's this life, we all will pass away one day, right? But this life has a lot more to it, beautiful things you can do, and you don't want to spend the rest of your life in jail, inside a room that's made of concrete with barely any sunlight coming in, and you're just sleeping in a mat and feeling that bunk bed, hard, instead of sleeping in a nice soft mattress, guys, like, and just always being trapped like almost 24 hours in a cell, guys, it's just not worth it, guys. Like, think about that. Like, is that what you rather do? And I know that there's some people might not be happy in life, but try to find happiness, guys. Like, try to find happiness. It shouldn't lead to gun violence. Seek God, pray to God, and, just try to find the happiness in your life. And, and just don't fall for these things. Don't let your mind go into a dark place that you decide to do these type of heinous attacks, And I just think the country needs a lot of healing. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys found this video informative, and hopefully you guys understand my message, and my name is Jesus. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do different videos and content, Sometimes I like to make videos and send messages to people in the world, and hopefully you guys found this message informative. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video soon. Take care.